This rough racetrack is a bully when it comes to the NASCAR IHOP Cup Series. Its rough surface is harder on tires than an 11th grade math class. Its braking zones come up a lot quicker than a test you didn't study for, and its blind corners smack you in the face like a dodgeball in gym. And it's the flattest road course that once was an airport for a military base on the schedule. With only 3 races left until the playoffs start in Loudon, drivers are slowly beginning to be pushed to the edge. No more summer break, NASCAR. It's time to head back to school on NBC. Welcome to the Sun Energy 220 presented by the U.S. Air Force. It is a gorgeous day for racing here in Pensacola, Florida. And it has been an action-packed few days. So we had the IHOP Cup Series race at Chicagoland be delayed to Friday. Grayson Acevedo got his first career win. We had a practice session on Saturday for these drivers. And we had qualifying early this morning. And now we got the race later today. There is no threat of rain, especially compared to past couple weeks. There is no threat of rain. And here, Sebring, there's only since we're going to be running the club circuit again, which only uses about 7 turns. It's going to be 8 laps today at this road course. So you're going down in turn 1, very fast, very wide turn. You can let the car roll through and then immediately on the gas and then punch the brakes hard for turn, but not for long, because you got to punch the brakes very hard getting into turn 3. It is a sharp turn before it spits you back onto the main circuit, into the Bishop turn, into turn 15, and then down into 16, which is another wide one. You'll see plenty of cars fan out along Ullman Strait. In fact, this place was once upon a time an airport for our U.S. military, hence the U.S. Air Force sponsorship. You're going down the backstretch, and then you want to let off here into the bend because it's a tight one before going under the Corvette Bridge and then getting back onto the racetrack to complete a lap here at Sebring. While we're here, let's go ahead and take a good look at our starting lineup. In row 1, we have the Sun Energy 1 Chevrolet and the Dow Chevrolet. Row 2, we have the Stanley Toyota and the Smithfield Ford. Row 3, we have the Alliance Truck Parts Toyota and Ford and the Interstate Batteries Toyota. In row 4, we have the Furniture Row Toyota and the McDonald's Mac-Tonight Chevrolet. Starting this afternoon from row 5, we have the Mobile One Chevrolet and the FedEx Express Toyota. Row 6 brings us the Caterpillar Chevrolet and the Pennzoil Ford. Row 7 brings us the Hassan Nation Chevrolet and the Tide Toyota. Row 8 is going to bring us the Mountain Dew Dewshine Chevrolet and the Advocare Ford. Row 9 is going to bring us the Lilly Diabetes Ford and the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. While we look through the rest of the field, there are some big notes and a lot of big names starting in the back of the field for this race. You got Nate Sherman and Hunter Miller, who had radio changes because of water from, I'm guessing, something leaked in the garage, having gear changes. The 4 had an engine change for this race, and the 10 and the 21 early this morning, as cars were coming out of pit road for the first round, they both had some pretty significant contact and didn't even get a chance to take time. Then you see the rest of the field. While we're here, let's go ahead and see if we can mic up our road course king, Caleb Hoffman. Hey Caleb, this is Benny Parsons up in that NBC booth. You got us? 10-4 BP. All right, you are the road course king. This is the final one of the year. How do you feel about your chance today and possibly get yourself as a strong contender for the chase, even though there's no road courses? Oh, honestly, Benny, we feel great. I mean, the Stanley Toyota was pretty good in the only practice session. We were strong in qualifying this morning, and hopefully we'll stay out front at the end of be out front end of 8 laps. This race does occasionally get a little aggressive in terms of banging into things. Banging of cars, bumping cars, so hopefully we'll be ahead of the chaos when that happens, and hopefully put ourselves in victory lane. All right, tempo. And anyways, drivers carrying the R unique cameras. Dylan Murway, who's starting at the back of the field, is going to be carrying our Jimmy John's on board, and he will also be carrying our visor cam. And the 4 drivers, I'll be carrying our 360-degree onboard cam. Is the 11 of Sports Center Cup Series, the 6 of Peyton Beasley, the 18 of Joshua Leanbach, and the 27 of Menards Cup Series. Anyways, 8 laps at a place that drivers like to consider the Atlanta of road courses in terms of how tough it is on tires. Here we go. The Corvette is peeled off in front of a sellout crowd and a hot day in Pensacola, Florida. We're green on NBC. This is what we talked about earlier. You got to downshift into turn 1, heavy braking before this track spits you back out onto the main circuit. So we got a problem already, though. Got looks like this 88 of Apollo Moon into the off course. Down here, we do stay green. Remember, this is a local this is one of 4 races this year that we do the local caution stuff. If a car is out of the harm's way and is not interfering with anything, look at this. We got a big knot at the back of the group, back of this pack, coming into that tight hairpin. I'm surprised nobody wrecked. Oh, trouble. Up front, looks like the 83 and the 25 are in trouble. And, oh, wow. Somebody just T-boned them. And they continue to stack up at the exit of turn 6. It's like the 83 and the 25, the Portland winner, got together. The 83 landed right into the path of the 27. Big contact. Several other guys got in it. 55, 48 got a piece of it, I think. I don't think he got much damage, but he did get damage. And the caution is out on lap number 1. Now, the reason the 88 drove off course was not because of contact, as we initially thought, but no brakes. And it's a good thing he drove off where he did. It was before the turn on the main circuit. Big damage to a lot of cars. And look at how hard that the 83 and the 27 had contact. A lot of torn up race cars already. And we're only a lap in. Already looks like the 9 had a pretty big role in this in terms of Yeah, the 88 crapped the gear. We crapped the gear, guys. We're down. It's the only reason that this is going to be one of the more rougher races. Like we said in the previous is everything is being tested on this layout, especially, car control, traffic. I mean, God, we almost had a wreck 200 feet from the start finish line with the 18. And obviously the 83 got spun on coming back onto the main circuit with the 25, and then everybody else got wadded up in it. The 4 barely missed it just by going by on the inside of that kink. And in the meantime, and then the 88, it's like he was trying to downshift, but that's weird. One lap in, the transmission crapped out. Tranny's broke, guys. Transmission took a shit. Get on us. Yeah, transmission's done. We're just park this thing. Keep in mind, Apollo Moon did get into the chase with his win a few weeks ago back at Daytona earlier in the summer. And transmission's done. In the meantime, already we got a bunch of cars in trouble. And we've already eliminated 3 drivers, and we didn't even complete a lap. 3 drivers out of the race. Now, here we go for the restart. Green flag back into the air. Jacob 2 with a great move. But it looks like Caleb Hoffman's going to try to force his way through, going into 1. Almost a big moment between him and the 43. I mean, early on, you're going to see guys do that. But remember, this is a short race. But like Caleb Hoffman talked about, there's a lot of action that goes on at this track in terms of transmissions and crashes. Through the infield area. And we got another one, a couple more spun around. The 3 and the 43. Bill. And looks like there might be some left rear smoke from the 19. Bill. Looks like we'll get back to Weber here. To Mr. Weber right here if we can fix the mic. Look at this, the 6 making a pretty ballsy move up front, going 3 wide, dove the corner, bounced off the 11. So now up front, looks like Jacob Tube. He had a strong car. All right, Brighton. Him and the 19 were actually in the same position pretty much the entire race, just dominating all day. And we got one in trouble and 4. It's Derek. A couple of them. Derek Lewis and Nate Sherman again in trouble. Derek Lewis got into the back of the 48 and spun around. Now, as we look to our to the camera, we have completed 2 laps. There's 6 to go here as wow, this one hard into the tires, and I think up on his side, that on the tires, that's Peyton Beasley. Hard contact with the tire barrier. Caution's out. Caution. 11 took us out. 11 fucking took us out. Thanks for that there, buddy. tough break for him because he had a strong car in qualifying this morning and taking an early exit. And he's in there good. My God. And he's out. He's not happy. He is one of the drivers that's trying to get into the chase. He's been quietly consistent all year, sort of like his teammate Alvin Alonso, but its luck hasn't been on their side this year. Obviously, as you can see, and he's got some cameras on that, guys. He's wonder if he's gonna have a conversation with somebody. They're calling you for that, bud. Stop. Walk your ass to the ambulance. Stop. There's going to be an ambulance down there. Walk your ass down there. Come on. You don't do that shit. Come on. What are you doing? And I believe Mr. Beasley is going to be taking a walk to the red and blue truck after this race. Probably to discuss what just took place. I'm sure it's probably going to be with Mr. 11 as well. Now, and I believe that instant between the two, those two cars, that was, he made quite a dive bomb. Remember, this is a very wide road course, so you can make these kinds of passes, but and then him and the 11 got together. Then diving into turn one, this. Yeah, that was pretty blatant. He just took him out. And big time impact. Climbed the tires down here. Tried to, but came back down. Now again, full speed. Backed it into the wall, up on the tires, and then came to rest. Big contact, though, for the 6. And, here we go. There are reports that Bill? Sorry. Matt? Guys, Peyton Beasley is very upset with Sports Center Cup Series. As Sports Center Cup Series came down pit road to service the right front, he waited down at the 6 pit stall, came down. Now they're having a pretty heated discussion because the 11 came in to pull out, check on the right front fender. See officials are down there. 6 officials are down. Crew members are down there. Other people from Roush's team is down there. Very heated situation down here in the 11 pits there, Alan. And I believe that may probably earn Peyton Beasley a trip to just earn the 6, as I'm being told, a trip to the hauler. Yeah, man, that was some pretty big contact between the 11 and the 6. But their NASCAR is looking at the accident, and a lot of them are saying the 11 went in that hit it too hot. But some are saying the 11 just went in and took him out flat, which is plain and simple what happened. But Matt Yoakum's down there with Peyton Beasley. Matt? Peyton obviously very upset. What happened? What happened? Can you tell us what you and the 11 were discussing? He said he'd lost his brakes. And then he took us out, plain and simple. Very short answers from the 11 team. Now, while we're here, let's go ahead and take a quick break here. You're watching the Sun Energy 1220 presented by the U.S. Air Force on NBC.
Why are cows everywhere such strong supporters of Chick-fil-A? Perhaps it's because Chick-fil-A supports quality family programming here on PBS.
Don't get wild, you offend me. Let's go wild over Wendy's new Wild Mountain Bacon Cheeseburger and Chicken Sandwich. Oh, man. These are spicy chicken fillet. I don't have two hands.
Whoa, dude.
Come here, Robin. Ooh, Kobe Jack and Banking. My happy little taste buds. Try the new Wild Mountain combos at Wendy's. I have my chicken. Look for Looney Tunes back in action toys at Wendy's everywhere.
Don't get wild, you offend me.
Let's go wild over Wendy's new Wild Mountain Bacon Cheeseburger and Chicken Sandwich.
Oh, these are spicy chicken fillet. I don't have two hands.
Whoa, dude.
Come here, Robin.
Bugs.
Ooh, Kobe Jack and Banking. My happy little taste buds.
Try the new Wild Mountain combos at Wendy's.
I have my chicken.
Look for Looney Tunes back in action toys at Wendy's everywhere. Look for Looney Tunes back in action.
Back here at Sebring, getting ready for restart. And now let's tune into hear a message from our friends at our red and yellow M&M friends.
We're blowing up our new balloon for them.
Showing Mr. Trump my business skills. See the great M&Ms. Are your colors back?
5 cents.
That is tonight on NBC after your local news here at Sebring. And it's already been definitely a rough and tough race today. A lot of people being fairly aggressive, to say the least. By the way, the damage on the 19, they did protect the fender. The smoke has gone away. However, there is some concern of engine problems on the 18. Marty, Josh Willienbach got on the road a couple minutes ago while they were riding around under caution cleaning up the tires. And Gonrio told crew chief Tony Hirschman that I feel like told his crew chief here that is saying I feel like I'm losing power. I'm down a cylinder. And he said, come to pit road. Oh, this time he did just that. They put the hood up. They're going to try to leave him out as much as he can because he's got a couple wins. He's basically got nothing to lose. Lose right here, and if it goes, then bring the car down. And that's what you can do with these wins. I mean, everybody except for maybe the bottom 3 of the top 10, they're good on wins. They're great. They're great on wins. They can basically do this kind of stuff. But if you're somebody like the 5 or the 31 or the 22, you're quite worried. If that engine lets go and he drops oil, you could run right into him. I mean, like smack and run into him and ruin your day. Anyways, speaking of our Wendy's race menu and that brief little Wendy's commercial, our Race the Chase continues both on NBC and TNT, with one race on TNT and then a couple races on NBC to close out the regular season. So Friday night, coverage beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern, coverage of the Sharpie 500 from Bristol Motor Speedway. The telecast of that race will start at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Then his qualifying will be at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on TNT. So, anyways, Darlington, coverage of that race begins at 11 a.m. Eastern with a special 1-hour pre-race show talking about all the drivers' throwbacks in the race and the history behind those cars. And then at noon will be the telecast of the Mountain Dew Southern 500. And then at California to end the chase, there will be the Chevrolet MyLink 400 on NBC. Coverage for that begins at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And then obviously qualifying being at 5 p.m. Eastern over on TNT. We got some good ones. We got Bristol, we got Darlington, we got California, and we're back to green. The 18 throws the block on the 14. Caleb Hoffman gets a great drive. He rolls right through that corner. Then back into the hanging right. Then the driver's getting spit back out on the main circuit. Inside. Oh, looks like some smoke coming off the 2. They continue to settle down. Side by side. Come on through. Here comes Robert Smith, literally using the runoff area, since this track was once upon a time considered an airport. He is using the runoff down here to his advantage, and he's doing it quite well. Looking to our shift cam for this race. So we're watching the 18, see him peeling off. Yeah, he's blowing up. Smoke coming off of the 18. He is out of the way. Yeah, he's blowing up. And he is out of the racing groove. A lot of drivers are taking wider turns into that area. And now the 18 peels off. Add another car out of the race. Surprisingly, all the cars that were banged up after the last few cautions are still on the lead lap. Robert Smith continues to pull away. It was 4 to go at the line. Now it's 3 to go. Now making the wide turn arc into turn 1. This could be a 2-horse race because these two drivers are pulling away quite a bit. Kelly. Robert Smith asked crew chief Paul Wolf about fuel, saying, how good are we to the finish? He said, we are good unless we get unless we get a caution, then we have to pit. Remember, he does have the Richmond win from earlier this year, so he is good. He could take a chance here, but if we don't get a caution in these final 3 laps, we are good. He does at the pit. If we don't, he is good to the finish. It seems like him and Paul Wolf and spotter Joey Meyer, they make a great team. He's just been quietly consistent. Occasionally he's been getting quite aggressive this season, which really has impressed me there, Alan. And sometimes in the series, you do have to get aggressive, and sometimes over-aggression, may lead to a wreck. We see one up in turn 2. Sorry, turn 2. It was the 22, bumped right off the bumper of the 1. We are green. And there might be some oil from the 18 blowing up on the racetrack. A lot of spotters are saying that. Oil. Cars, looks like it's blowing up here. It's like there may be some oil here. Might be a little bit of oil as we got one sideways. And it is the 5. Oh, a lot of cars. 5 car hits oil down here. Hit the wall hard. Low. Get low. Try not to hit him. Oh, God. And behind, the 15 just flies in there. Yep. All right. All the way wide. You all right? The red flag is immediately out, and this is not what Robert Smith wanted to see. They're stopping everybody on the front stretch. Everyone, get on the front stretch. Stop. This is the 3rd yellow of the race, and first time we've gone red. I'm a little worried about Hunter Miller. He got hit extremely hard after bouncing off that wall. They're going to stop all the cars that missed the accident on the front stretch at the moment of caution. They're going to freeze this field. Amazingly, the 14 didn't slip in the oil, but the 5 did. It just snapped. Dead right. He hit the wall, and it shot him back into traffic. Then just got clobbered hard by the 15 of Mason Powers. He had a strong run a couple weeks ago down in Portland. Now, probably the only guy that we know of that's close to being good on fuel right now out of this top 10 is the guy sitting in 9th, Dylan Merwet. He could stay out. The top 8 has to pit. But remember, these races get aggressive. Look at what happened at Portland a few weeks ago, earlier in the month. anything can happen. Somebody can run out of fuel and cause a big pileup on the restart. Now it looks like they've cleared the accident and they're laying Speedy Dry down where the 18 laid the oil and the 5 got loose. I'm surprised NASCAR didn't throw the caution there because that 18 car is losing a lot of fluid. Now, they have cleaned the wreck. It was a quick, about 7-minute red flag, which means now we're going to be going to we hit with 3 to go. We're about to get to 2 to go. Now, this is going to be an overtime restart. We got to get to this line on the backstretch where you see the trucks, the air dryer trucks, or Speedy Dry trucks are pulling in right now. Overtime, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Coming up very shortly. Great to take the green. Ready? Oh, and the 31 doesn't get going, and now there's a wreck. Big wreck, big wreck. Oh, and now it's a big mess behind them. And we didn't even get to the green. Caution's out. Save. Come on, caution's out. Caution's out. Save. Nate Sherman gets caught in it late. Means we are going to... Oh, wow. Nobody saw, so everyone just drove into it. Nobody freaking saw that shit. Yeah, saw it on that restart. Now, it looks like since there's so much possible damage on the 4, Dylan Murway, he got nipped in the door. Then now everybody coming down pit on the restart, the 31 didn't even get going. Just got ran over, and everybody else was piled in it. And how about the 48 car, Nate Sherman? He's been in 2 accidents, made his way back up, got caught in this one. This is his probably 3rd wreck today that he's been in, and he's somehow still running. Anyways, they're going to wave the red because of the oil that just to clean some of the cars, because there's several of them locked together. Because there's about 4 of them locked together down here. In fact, this eliminated a good percent of the field. The 21 obviously was blowing a lot of oil. He's in the garage. Now, with this, we are going to go to our second overtime. We didn't even get to the line. This means things are going to be a little crazy. But remember, several cars topped off with fuel. Now, with this recent caution, this raises a whole new batch of issues. How good is the 4? Everybody recently took fuel, but remember, there could be multiple overtimes. We can be here all day. Keep in mind, the 41 was able to make it to the garage, to the spot in the backstretch. The 4 is going to come down pit road because of the damage he sustained with this incident. A lot of smoke. He obviously doesn't want to stay out and cause another crash, another pileup that further mines the field. And further takes it down a notch. So, down on the front stretch, 31 didn't get going, and multiple cars got in it. In fact, I think as of right now, if we're counting drivers that sustained damage that did not drive away, this is like a Talladega-style restart big crash. Think about it. We have 7 cars out of the race, and we're about to add, well, we have 8 now. We have 14, so now possibly 15 if the 41 one is too repairable. But actually, the 41 just got added to this list of cars that are now out of the race. So, anyways, in terms of big wrecks, so we have 10 cars. This isn't a road course big one. This is a Talladega big one. 10 cars pile up on the restart. The 41 just retired because of too much damage to repair his car. Which right front, too much suspension damage. So, take 2 in overtime? I believe so. I believe that is warranted. So, we literally have close to half the field out of this race due to some sort of form of crash. So now we get to see a lot of Alvin Alonso. He's waited in the back all day, or he's laid back. 19 cars out of that are still running. This keeps up. We're going to be having to go to. So we could just say a handful of cars could be running here at this finish. With 2 red flags, we're closing in on 4:15 here on the East Coast. I'm sorry, 4 here on the East Coast. It's been a hot one, and hopefully we can close this one out by making it to the overtime line. Ready? Green. Caleb Hoffman edges ahead of the 2. There is literally a handful of cars that are on this racetrack. A lot of smoke billowing at the back. Could there be another incident brewing? Drivers are getting spit back onto the main track. How about this? Robert Smith making a bold move to the inside. Inside. Come on. Inside. Way wide in turn 6. Several cars going wide. Down the backstretch, half a car length. They have gotten to the overtime line. There was some smoke at the back between the 11 and the 16. It has gone away. Out of the turn, they are going to get the white flag this time. Still bumper to bumper. Still side by side. Oh, big contact. Oh, God, don't wreck. Don't wreck. Don't wreck. Don't wreck. Please, God, don't wreck. Oh, we got one in the tires. Tires back in 7. It is the 9, and he hit hard. Will this be the race? They're waving the local yellow. Now they're waving the full course yellow. Caution is out. Race is over, and Caleb Hoffman, if he can make it back around, will be your winner here at Sebring. Amidst a crash fest. This race was literally a crash fest. What seemed like a never-ending crash fest. Looks like as they come around under caution. Wow. It's like Darnell Matthew. Remember him and Mason Powers switched rides. So Darnell Matthew, obviously, he was in that accident with 5 that sent us into overtime. And on our second attempt, and it looks like, the 2 he might be out. He only took a half a gas to top off, half a thing of gas to make it. The 2 is out. Oh, what a turn of events this is. Oh, we're out. Come on, Sock. We're out. Get some fuel back. Wow. And what could easily be described as burnout on a road course, we very well just we have had 5 cautions. The record here in IOP history is 10. We've tied that once. We tied it at Bristol, the same race last year. So things could be interesting Friday night, as it looks like Caleb Hoffman is going to come to the checkered flag under power and with fuel left, and he's going to win. Great job. Great job. But a lot of drivers, but a lot of crashed cars. I mean, wow. There is too much carnage even from me. Remember, the 2 did make it around. The 9, obviously, he crashed and tried climbing on his side, but came back down. 19 cars finished, but technically half the field wrecked and half the field didn't have trouble. And half the field wrecked pretty bad, too. In fact, we had a 10-car incident on the restart. That's the reason that we have an even smaller field than Portland a couple weeks ago. And, I mean, we basically... Now, keep in mind, the 41 did look okay, but NASCAR didn't allow it because there was too much damage to the suspension. They surprisingly made it around, but suspension broke under the red, and they had to be taken out of the race. So as you see the results, here, scroll by, see your favorite driver finished. Qualifying Friday afternoon at 3:30 p.m. Eastern for the Sharpie 500, and then the race at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on TNT. And then 1 week from next Sunday, so the Sunday after next, we will have NASCAR IOP Cup Series coverage from Darlington, an hour-long career show explaining all the throwback history behind each of these drivers' throwbacks that they will carry. Congratulations to Caleb Hoffman on one of the wildest races here at Portland. A lot of people wrecked. Tempers boiled over. But in the end, it was Caleb Hoffman who fought through the clouds to see the sunshine in Florida amidst a lot of carnage. So, see you Friday at Bristol.